I will share 20 SMART goal examples with you for time management, and your job after seeing all of them will be to choose up to 3 to work on to get better at managing your time. We are all so busy in our lives. We have so much going on, right? And so time management, how we use every minute, every hour. And so I am going to share some SMART goal examples with you because SMART goals are very specific and they help us set a plan for improving. So in this case, we are working on improving our time. And so that's why you're going to see several of the goals. Now, as I'm speaking, you're going to see the goals pop up on your screen, 1 or 2 at a time. Please pause. That way you can reflect on each one as you go, or you have to rerun the video again after it's finished so you can look at them. The reason I do that is because I don't like to make the videos super long. I like to keep them between 5 to 10 minutes typically. And so that's why I'm going to just have them posted on the screen and just discuss with you a few of them that are, I think, that deserve a little more time to be talked about. So one of the ones that's very important is before you go to bed each night, you have to have 3 to 5 major things that you want to accomplish the next day. Now, when I say major things, it doesn't have to be things that take up a lot of time, obviously, but things that you definitely want to get done. You could say, well, tomorrow I want to have time for exercising for 30 minutes. I want to make sure I squeeze in 15 minutes of reading time. I want to make sure I could take my child to swim practice and bring him back. So whatever those tasks are, just make sure you have like 3 to 5 things that you have written down either in your phone as a planner for the next day, or it could be a checklist. I tend to use my planner for writing things down because it works for me. I just take it out and I cross off things as I go. This way you'll manage your time because you will focus on those things. Those things will be primary. So rather than getting up each day and just kind of winging it, you'll have a plan of tackle. The other side of it is you want to make sure you tackle the undesirable tasks and the tasks that take up the most time done first. So look at your list, prioritize the top 3 to 5 things you're going to do, and you're going to make sure your time is spent on those first. Another example for time management is at work. Be very, very careful with how much time you are spending socializing, gossiping, complaining, because that does take time. Even if it's 3 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes times 5 days a week is 15 minutes. So for 15 minutes, you wasted time gossiping, complaining, and socializing even, and that time could have been spent on something else. So just be very, very careful with the interruptions from other people during the day. Find 3 tasks or activities that take the most time from you, and just make sure that you cut those out or you limit the time you spend on them. So for example, one of the things that was taking a lot of time from me each day was morning grooming. Once I was able to manage that, once I cut it, it made like a world of difference for me. Another good example is making the bed. If it takes 5 minutes to make the bed, why am I wasting time making the bed? Just throw the cover on it and you're good to go. It doesn't have to be neat. It doesn't have to be organized. For me personally, it makes no difference because once I'm out of the house, I don't go in the bedroom until at night. So do I see it? No. Why am I wasting time? So if this is the space that I use the most, this is the space I'm going to make sure is super organized, because that leads to the next suggestion, which is having organized spaces. It's very easy. If you asked me to pull a document out, I could do it within maybe 5 seconds because I know exactly where everything is in this office. It's organized, labeled, and good to go. The other thing is picking clothes each morning. So all my closet is organized in outfits. So picking what I'm gonna wear the next day takes maybe 20 seconds. All I need to know is if it's gonna be warm or if it's gonna be cold. So that way I could pick the outfit based on that. Of all the SMART goal examples that I'm giving you, your job is to pick like maybe 3 to work on. And by the way, I have an article that has 30 SMART goals listed. I will have the link to that in the description. But what you want to do is visit efficiencyandorganization.com, visit the article. If you can't find it in the description, it would be under the time management page. And then from there, pick up to 3. 3 that you can work on changing. You're gonna see over time, you're gonna make them into like your daily systems and routines. And that is the core, the most important thing you can do is change your systems, change your routines, your daily habits. That way you're saving time for things that matter to you the most. What you want to do is reflect on the goals at least once a week. So whatever, up to 3 goals. So like 1 SMART goal for time management, or 2 or 3, whichever one, however many you choose, you want to write them down, put them somewhere very highly visible, and refer to them once a week for reflecting. Because if you don't know whether you're changing or not, you're probably not going to make it happen. So it's very important to, number 1, write them. That increases your likelihood of achieving your goals. And number 2, to have them posted somewhere very visible that you can refer to all the time. A lot of my time management things that I developed, like my habits and routines and such, came about when within like a 4-year time span, I was not only a mom of 2 very young kids, but I was a full-time teacher, then a part-time adult school teacher. I used to go to the adult school besides teaching all day at the high school, used to drive to the adult school, teach classes there. And I did my 2nd master's degree, my teaching credential, and my doctoral degree, all within a 4-year period. And I'm not even mentioning the fact that I had a small business, a part-time small business that I was also operating at the same time. So as you can imagine, with having so many things that need to get done, I was able to come up with these really good time management strategies. And that's why, like, now I'm talking about how to be super efficient with time. For instance, I had to like really cut any and all TV watching. Like, it just didn't happen. My goal in life was to get my education completed because that was going to lead me and my family to a better place financially. I knew that with a degree, I could get a better job, and that'll be a lot better for my family. We can enjoy having things more. We can enjoy our home more. We can enjoy travel more, right? So that's how like a lot of these time management goals came into place. The only other thing I want to tell you is sometimes people would tell me that it's hard for them because no matter how much they try, they feel like they're not getting ahead. There's just too much to do. Well, that's probably because you have too much on your plate. So you have to be very careful. When are you going to have down times to try to catch up? Like for me, my work is very, very heavy. I have a heavy workload where I work as a school administrator. So I put in like at least 11, 12 hours a day. But what about my side businesses? What about the family? What about my other things that I have going on? Well, I have down times. Like I use the weekends wisely. I use my vacation times wisely to catch up. So that's where, again, the time management comes in. Think of when you have times during the year to use for catching up. So you have to use your weekends and your vacation days very wisely. Even like making time for relaxation should be scheduled. I will have more on this topic in future videos, and I will catch you in the next one.